There's been some drama developing recently on the Twitter side of the League of Legends community revolving around a guy by the name of Project Ashe. If you guys aren't too familiar with Project Ashe, he's most known for being pretty active on Twitter, but also he is a self-proclaimed mid elo Ashe main. Recently, he's been challenged by Sky, who you can see his profile over here on the side. He's been challenged by Sky to do a support climb to mid elo. Again, because he always says that ADC is so much harder than support, yada, yada, yada. And so you can see some of the games down here from his recent climb, struggling a little bit, and someone called him out. Is the challenge over? To which he responded with this cut Ethernet cord saying, no, it's actually been sabotaged. So some context behind this. Project Ashe has been streaming full time for at least a year now. I know he said that he streamed pretty much every single day last year, but he hasn't been all too successful when it comes to streaming. Which, not to flame the guy, it's really, really hard to be a successful streamer. I know from personal experience. And his parents, specifically his father, are starting to get a little bit concerned about him. They want him to move on from streaming. They want him to get a job. They want him to pay rent while he's living under their roof. And he said that basically it's his father who cut the Ethernet cord, and the reasoning for it was because his dad thinks he can get him to quit streaming when he's already worked for all the equipment that he uses to stream with. He said he will never work a regular ass job ever again. I think that this here just goes to show that he's really stuck in his own ways, not being willing to, take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and kind of realize that maybe some things aren't working. Again, not to flame the guy at all. It's really hard to be a successful streamer. Maybe it's just not working out. Maybe we need to do something else. Maybe we need to get a side job or a full-time job, have some kind of other income so you can support yourself in your own life, because you're very blessed right now to be living under your parents' roof and to be paying no rent, but that's not going to be sustainable forever. And at some point in time, you need to set yourself up to have a successful quality life, to have a successful future on your own. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this though. Moving on, here we see that he only has $146 to his name. So again, streaming not really working out. This is a clear sign. You need more than $146 in your bank account. Sorry to say that, my man. I think that Forrest also chimes in, and he gave kind of a solid point here that every single streamer at one point or another has worked full time or at least a part time and streamed on the side until Outlook had any inklings of promise and hope. And so I think this just goes to show, Project Ashe has said that it has to be streaming or nothing, and he has to dedicate 100% of his time to streaming in order to make it. Well, that's not true, because pretty much every other streamer in the world that has made it to the top has done so while also balancing other aspects of life, whether that be working a job, or at least paying rent, or at least having money to buy yourself food, right? So again, it's kind of stuck in his own ways, not being willing to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. So I just wanted to chime in on this because I also have some personal experience here. Let's go ahead and look back at this idiot, myself, from May 28th of 2021, who said, today was officially my last day as a high school English teacher. Now it's time to see how far I can make it as a content creator. Excited for the future. So I did exactly what Project Ashe is doing right now. I said, you know what? I'm not going to work a regular ass job ever again. I'm going to fully dedicate myself to content creation, to streaming, and making YouTube videos. And I'm only going to do that. And I'm going to be self-sustainable, and I'm going to be able to make enough income. And you know what? How that turned out? I'm making about $61.66 a month on YouTube. $61, I'll take $61. Everybody wants free money. I'll take $61 happily. But this is not enough to sustain myself and to live a successful quality life, right? So I had to, realize that a long time ago. After I gave content creation a fair shot, I realized, this isn't for me. I'm going to continue to do it on the side as a hobby, as a way to make, some income on the side. But I realize now that I need a full-time job. I need to be able to support myself, buy myself food, pay rent, have a roof over my head, not be reliant on my parents the rest of my life. So that's the direction I went. And I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like I'm living an okay life. I'm not necessarily struggling compared to when I was making content. I gave it a fair shot, but I got to a point where I was dedicating myself to content and my bank account was getting lower and lower and lower. And in order to live a quality life, your bank account should be going the other direction, not going down to zero. So it got really close to zero, and that's when I realized that it was time to go look for other outlets to make some revenue. And again, looking back here, if you got $146 to your name, my man, maybe it's time to look elsewhere. So I wish him the best moving forward. I really hope that he can find a way to stream on the side and continue doing what he's doing, because obviously he's very passionate about it. But yeah, just some advice from myself, who's been in a pretty similar situation. It's not working, my man. So you got to look for another way to make some revenue to support yourself and to live a healthy, quality, successful life. And if you set yourself up with these other outlets, like getting a job, for example, you can still support yourself and chase your dreams on the side as well. So that's my advice to Project Ashe. I really hope he figures things out, gets things together, figures out things with his parents. Hope he can continue to stream it. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Project Ashe, the mid elo Ashe main, is the next big thing, and I am clueless. We'll just have to wait and see, though. Wish him nothing but the best. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.